In this lesson, we are going to see how to obtain all required documents as the technical report, the economical analysis, and all the other models, and how models and reports can be customized with the software variable. So let's see the operational phases. We have to select the corresponding reference node. In this case, we click on the technical report. So now we can set all parameters before composing the whole document. We can set the date, the location, or the index present, but we can also set the output language, and that's very important. If I want my report in English, or I can choose from French or Spanish, I can choose Brazilian, or I can choose eventually Catalano language. Instead, in the topic section, I can choose which elements I want to see or not. So in print style, I can choose also the style, but I can always customize the style, or I can also add a new one, so a new style. I can set the colors, but I can also model the whole report composition, and we will see later in the next lesson. So same thing is for font, for the background, and also for the border. I can set the front page. I can also customize the front page with the company logo. I can confirm. So let's go now back to the general section. Here I compose the technical report, clicking on the icon here. So go on Compose Document. So the document composition automatically starts. If we obtain similar message information of not initialized variables, it means that the operators forgot some field, or maybe he didn't verify some information. To see this unverified parameter, I can go to Find section. I can look for the $ icon. Automatically, the software shows me the variable. In this case, it's a nodes field. So, if I go to specification into the project sections, I go to the system. In the lower part, I go to specification. And here I can add some details. I can write something. I would find some incomplete variables if I don't feel all the mask present. I can also add some image. I can choose from the most representative image of the project. And then I can confirm everything. Going back to the technical report, if I want to see whole changing, I need to delete the composition and I compose the new one. So the software knows that you update something. So now, as you see, we don't find any empty variables. So we obtain our technical report. We can export the RTF file or the PDF file. We can print the file or find some Word. So you can edit the whole report. Here instead we have a text editor that we can use to change whatever we want. We can change the character menu. We can change also the color. We can add text or maybe some notes. So I can do what I prefer to do. I can save always in the RTF format, or the PDF, or I can directly print the report. So done this operation, I can see the economic analysis or documentation. I find some customization as for the previous one, and I can compose the report again. I see all properties and documentation. If I need to have it in different language, so I can choose from different language as we see before. Oh, and we can export the documentation. Or I can delete again the composition and try with another language. Spanish, for example. Maybe because the client needs the documentation also in Spanish. So now we see the form section. Here we can add some models. For example, reserved model that we cannot change, or customized model. So here I can make some customization if I want. If I go to the reserved section, in the English one, in the report node, I find the economical and technical report that we saw before. In this section, the general one, we can print some certificates. For example, I can print the avoided emission certificate. I can confirm, and I can also set the location. So I gave the avoided emission certificate. Another important document is the system summary. It shows me a very useful summary, technical and economic report too. And this is just one page that we need to give to the client to show the economic investment and lots of other information as the time of investment, the financial analysis, system information, and also general information. Let's see how to do some other customization for the model and report. If I need to have all report with the same front page, and I want to add a specific node to all documents, I can go to the archive, click on front page node, reserved node. In the language of reference, I choose the report, the document header. So to customize a report, I can go to the archive, models, and then to the general report, the technical report in this case, right click, and I can duplicate the report, in this case into the EHAN model, so the English model, because we choose English. I write the technical report, I rename the technical report as technical report, a personal technical report. I can confirm, and I can do all customization with my editor. For example, I want to change all variables of this section and I want it in red colors. So I'm doing some customization to the model. If I want more space after the introduction section of the whole page, I can click on Insert and then Variables, English and Technical Reports, and I want some data into the space. So I click on longitude and cities data. I'm doing other customization. So now I can save the model. But what's happened to the model if I add the variables? I'm going to fill this model. So I'm going to Forms, click on the plus icon. I find the Customize report. Let's check if we find the update model. I can add the variables and then compose. Now we have all new customization, as you see. I can add model and customize technical and economic report as I want. I can add new information. I can also delete some parts, or I can add the text file if I want. As we see in the model section, the customize section, in the editor we can select a text and move to another point. Or I can copy from another software. So I can copy and paste everything. And I can also add the image to my text.